So here we go. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Jerry, Roland, Count, Adam, Eche, Roland, Human, Cheyenne. Good evening to all of you. So I've got a piece of good news. Hi VG. I don't think it's unlikely we're going to have more connection problems. Finally, the phone company has connected me to fiber optic cable, even though I live in the middle of nowhere, and my connection is much better. Bye bye VG, I hope to see you later again. Hi Manji, good to see you. Okay, so hi there all of you, it's great to have you all here. Good evening Jerry, good evening Pepax. So today I'm going to start with a few sentence transformations, and then we're going to go on. Thank you very much, left or right. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Good evening, Tom K. Good evening, Haddy. Good evening, Pratik. Wow. Lots and lots of people. Thank you very much. Well, it's good for me. It's good for you. Good evening, Katya. Happy Sunday. Good evening, Niklos. That's great news. Yeah. So, with a bit of luck, we're going to have less problems. So, good evening, Renyard. Shalom. So, this first sentence transformation. I found the plot of the book too complicated to follow. Head. The plot of the book. Good evening, Abira. Okay, so Cheyenne and Vitaly are right in there. Good evening, Sumit. Okay, I like that, Human. That's pretty good as well. So notice the Cheyenne's answer is different to Vitaly's and Human's, but I like both of them. Okay. Yes, good Manji. That's really good. Yeah. Okay, so we'll wait for some more answers, but I think we're going to get a few more. Okay. I was over the head. Not quite. It's a great privilege to have you, Reguero. Okay, no problem, Katya. When you come back, we can continue. Okay, I mean, that works very well. Reza, I really like that. That's perfectly correct. I hadn't thought of that answer. It's a different answer, but it'll do fine. Oh, I like this one from left or right. I struggle to wrap my head around the plot of the book. So notice, I mean, you need a W, because to wrap in paper with a W, to rap is to knock on, or a rap song. I got a headache and did not get the gist of the book. So I can't get, and several of you used rap, which I liked as well, Cheyenne, my head around the plot of the book. So to get your head round something, to wrap your head round something, to understand. But who was it who said make head nor tail? Because it works perfectly. I couldn't make head nor tail of the plot of the book. That one works as well. COULDNT. Yeah, so that's a good answer. So, let's see. I would say something like the plot went over the top of my head. Yeah, I can't get my head around. I like rap on my head to understand. That's to rap on your head. I couldn't make sense of the plot. Yeah, I like that. That's why I like this make head nor tail, and that it works quite well. Oh wow, thank you, Gamer. That's really kind of you. That's really kind of you, my friend. So let's see. Yes, I found the plot of the book. So I found that the plot of the book went above my head. Yeah? The plot was above my head. I couldn't grasp the plot of the book. That works very nicely as well, Renyard. Okay, we're going to try another one in a second. So to get your head round something, to wrap your head round something. I could not make head nor tail of the plot of the book. Absolutely, Roland. I couldn't wrap my head around. I have difficulty getting my head around the plot of the book. I have difficulty wrapping my head. You can only use one of the two. Thank you again, Gamer Cum Coder. That's really kind of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's look at the next one. If you don't pay on time, your booking will be cancelled. So, result. Yeah? On time. Your booking being cancelled. So notice, Jerry, it's either get your head around or wrap your head around. So that doesn't make sense, Cheyenne. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need a negative at the beginning, because that says if you pay at the right time, they'll cancel your booking. Okay, Reza, that definitely works. That definitely works. So we'll wait. So Tom K, you need a preposition. Yeah, and I would use a future. So result in your booking. But I think you need a different tense there, both Vitalia and Adam. Yeah? You need some sort of tense or verb with that result. Okay, so Adam, result in. Yes, Vitalia, result in. That looks better. That looks much better now. Yeah, will result in your booking being cancelled on time. Will result in. So notice to result in. Not paying on time will result in your booking being cancelled. Not you. So failure to I gave away my hair. So not paying on time will results in your booking being cancelled. I think it's better with a future will result in. But a present simple's not wrong, Renyard. Yeah. So yes, Eche, not paying on time will result in. Not paying on time. Thank you, Vitalie. This is the extra bit I was looking for. Yeah, because not paying on time, okay, but failure to pay on time will result in your booking being cancelled. If I don't pay on time, Jerry, not in time, on time, my booking will get cancelled as a result. If you did not pay on time, it resulted in, Roland. So Nicholas, not paying on time results, better will result in. Not paying on time would result in. That's another way of doing it, Tom K. Inability to book on time will result in your booking being cancelled, I guess. Yeah, I like that failure to pay on time. That failure sounds quite good. Good evening, Emin. Great to see you. Yeah? Okay. So, yeah, failure to pay on time, failure to do something will result in. So, to result in. Failure plus infinitive. Failure to arrive on time. Failure to do this will result in something else. Failure to pay on time will result in your booking being cancelled. Thank you, Roland. I like the way you always write the correct answer when we've done it. Okay, so this next one. Sorry. Failure to pay on time will result in your booking being cancelled. Manjira. Yeah, but yes, failure to pay on time will result in your booking being cancelled. I'm sorry, I missed it, Manji. That's my bad. Unless you, so Cheyenne, unless you book on time, your booking will be cancelled. Yeah, unless you book on time, and that would work as well, your booking will be cancelled. Okay, I'm already into the next one. So lots of you know this one. I'm sorry for skipping you, Manji, I didn't see it. So Roland, Vitalier, Tom K, Reza, Human, Roland, Leforite, Amin, Renyard, Adam, love to you as well, Divyanish. Okay, so Susan said she would no longer put up with. You had to put up with something, to tolerate, very definitely, to stand, to endure. That one was very easy. Susan said she would no longer put up with it. When you've got two particles, they are always inseparable phrasal verbs. Okay, let's try another one here. So, yes, I'd put up with. Endure, Farah. Good, Farah. Thank you. To endure, to put up with. Okay. Susan said she would no longer put up with her colleagues being rude. Absolutely, Roland. Okay, here we got the next one. James never thought of asking me for my advice. Occurred. Of asking for my advice. So. Yeah, occurred. Of asking for my advice. Okay, so look, Cheyenne, it never occurred to him of asking for my advice. That of, no, it never occurred to him to ask for my advice. That of asking is the problem. It never occurred to him the thought of. That's much, much, much better, Tom K. Tom, could you make that into an infinitive as opposed to a noun? So it never occurred to James. It never occurred to him. So your problem is, so it never occurred to James, but you need some more. Yeah, and Tom K's the only person who's tried to resolve that. So it never occurred to Tom. Okay, that's it. That's it. Well done, Tom K. Okay, Farah. James never thought it necessary to ask for my advice. That of so to occurred to someone plus an infinitive. So Reza, make that an infinitive. It never occurred to him. So the thought of asking Brett occurred to him. Yes, but probably easier. The thought. He thought of Tom K, a guy with a green tee. Yeah, well done, Tom. Well done. The guy below you. Okay, so okay, you first heard this in 2007. So it never occurred to Tom to think of asking me for my advice. The thought. Okay, I would say the thought of... that's not bad, Manji. I would say the thought of asking me for my advice never occurred to Jim. But that's not bad. So it never occurred to Tom. Oh, not to Tom. To Jim. Exactly. To James. Thank you very much. Now I understand your question, left or right. Yeah? It's James, not Tom. I just realised, left or right. Thank you very much. That's my bad. So it never occurred to James to think of asking me for my advice. It's just Tom K was the first one to actually get what I would consider the right answer to this. Yeah? So it never occurred to James to think of asking me for my advice. You've got to always think of the structure. Think of the right structure. Okay, and let's try one more here. Yeah, okay, so it never occurred to him. Yeah, Freudian slip, absolutely. I was thinking of Tom, not James. You see, that's where my mind goes. Okay. Well, at least it never occurred to James to think of asking me for my advice. Very good, Roland. Thank you very much. Despite all their efforts, they could not get the old car to start. Did it ever occur, Pepax, to you to think of creating a TikTok channel, Teacher Alex? I did. So it did, but I haven't done it. I could end up with a million different channels, and the ones I've already got. The thought of asking never occurred to him. Yeah, that's right, Vitalia. So Cheyenne and Reza and Roland, it never happened. Yeah, it never happened. It never happened to occur to James. It never happened to occur to James to ask for my advice. Okay, Pepax, that's good. That's a different answer, Tom K. Although they tried hard, that one works very well. Okay, and Eche as well, that's a different one. As hard as they tried, no matter how hard they tried. I'm going to have to write these because you're giving me however hard they tried, that works as well. So, yeah, I think I'm going to write these below. However hard they tried, no matter how hard they tried, although they tried hard, whoops, all of these work. So notice, Jerry, not despite of, in spite of their hard work. Yeah. In spite of their hard work. There's quite a lot. Despite trying hard, that works as well. Hard though they tried. I like that very much indeed, Vitalia. That's good. They may have tried hard, Human. Yeah? Okay. Even though they tried hard, regardless of their hard trying, regardless of trying hard, I think would sound better. I mean, even though they tried hard, despite their hard efforts, despite trying hard. That's what I'm here for, Jerry. Okay, so, I need a D there as well. Okay, so now we're going to do something different. Their hard efforts, notwithstanding, they couldn't get the car to start. So let's see. I don't know if you've been watching me this week, but I've had a couple of impromptu live streams, and I've been doing this multiple choice closed test. Yeah. Try as they might. That's a very Try as they might works quite well as well. Okay, so I've been doing this multiple choice closed test about why people don't want to get vaccinated for COVID. Yeah, and this is the bit that was at the end of the last one. So these are the 5 C's, because the next bit actually talks about, so you've got to choose the right words. Confidence, so these are the 5 C's of the model that they're looking at. The person's trust in the vaccine's efficacy and safety, the health services offering them, and the policy makers deciding on their rollout, launch, deployment, or dispersal. Okay, so, and then the next bit, complacency, whether, if or not the person considers the disease itself to be a serious risk to their health. Calculation, the individual's engagement in extensive information searching to weigh out, in, up, off the costs and benefits. Constraints or convenience, how easy it is, I'm going to take these out, how easy it is for the person at issue in question to access the vaccine. And collective responsibility, the enthusiasm, acquiescence, compliance, willingness to protect others from infection. Hello Nora, great to see you. So Cheyenne's getting into this, definitely. This is at the very end of the last one. So we're starting to get some answers. So let's see. Cheyenne says rollout, and rollout is definitely the right answer for the first one. Okay, so their rollout. Complacency, whether or not. We normally use if for more than 2 choices, but whether is 2. Now, notice weigh, no T on weigh. Yeah? To weigh up, to estimate, to weigh up a situation. Yeah? You weigh up the good and the bad, to weigh up the costs and the benefits. Okay, so constraints or convenience. How easy is it for the person in question, if something's at issue, it's being argued about, for the person in question to access the vaccine? Collective responsibility, the willingness to protect others from infection. Okay, I've gone through this bit really, really fast because this is at the end of the last live stream. Now we get to the real thing. Yes, so to weigh up the pros and the cons. Yeah, the willingness to do it. Roll out, whether, up, in question, and willingness. That's very good, Abira. You've got them all right. Okay, whether or not. Yeah, whether or not is 2 things. Sure enough, they found that the 5 C's, we just looked at the 5 C's, explain a large amount of the variation in people's decisions, and consistently exceeded, outperformed, dwarfed, outweighed many other potential predictors, such as questionnaires that focused more exclusively on issues of trust without considering the other factors. So the rollout is where you take a product and you put it on the market and you start selling it. Yeah, if you want, so Jerry, if you want a good explanation of the previous bit, watch the last live stream that I did. I think it was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. An impromptu live stream. So this is starting to get interesting. Everybody's going for outweighed. I think somebody else said something different. Okay, so Cheyenne says outweighed. Left, right, Reza, Count Beauty, and Faris and Tom K say outweighed. Papek says exceed. Here. And Amin says outweighed. So, and the Byra's going for outweighed as well. This is really interesting. Okay, there's some group psychology here going on. Let's see, if one thing outweighs another, it's more important than. I think one factor could outweigh another factor. Well, I'm sure I outweigh all of you. So was it left or right? Okay, left or right's changed his mind. To exceed, I think, so in this they're talking about a model. To exceed our expectations, to exceed the performance of many other potential predictors. Left or right's even arguing. Yes. So I would really like what you're saying, left or right. Yeah. So exceeded. To exceed. To be more than. The price of this exceeds my budget. Goes over the top. I like what left or right's talking about. Left or right is the only person I think so far who's actually understood this one. Let's see. Outweighed. One factor outweighs another. Is more important than. So Renyard's starting to change here as well. So dwarfed. To dwarf I don't like. Well, do I? Dwarfed many other. Constantly dwarfed many other potential predictors. I think dwarfed is actually my second choice. Yeah, so know thee, Roland. Dwarfs any other problem. So Renyard, I think I'm going to go for dwarfed as my second choice, but it outweighed. It's not the right answer. To exceed is known for every toddler, very definitely. Okay, so the answer here is outperformed. Yeah? It did better than when tested, when looked at. Yeah? So I think in this one, left or right has outperformed everyone else. So let's see, exceeded, and consistently exceeded the performance of many other potential predictors. And consistently dwarfed, so I think it was much better in dwarfed, but I like outperformed more. And it outweighed, it was more important than. Yeah, and in this case we want to know which of them does the best, which performs the best. So here it's he was it because it's better. Haha, well done, left or right. Yeah, it's good to be different sometimes. Outperform, do it better, exactly, and that's the point. Okay, so the next one I really like. Okay, to outperform, to do better than everyone else. Yeah? X-Stock outperformed analysts' expectations. You wouldn't say it outweighed them. No, you wouldn't do that. Maybe you could say the stock exceeded their expectations, yes. Okay, but it outperformed, it did better. Performance is a really good word there. So, it's useful to examine the various cognitive biases that are known to rock, sway, swing, wobble. Ooh, so we've already got 4 sways. So, what is to sway? What does to sway mean? So, Roland goes for rock. I'm going to wait for a few more answers. Farah says sway or wobble. And we'll find a few more. Okay, so Count says wobble. Nora says rock. Roland says rock. Tom K goes sway. And Eche goes sway. Okay, swing from Jerry. Influence. Absolutely, Reza. That's a good synonym. To dwarf is to shrink or make shrink, or to make other things look small and unimportant. To jolt. Here I think to change our perceptions. Cheyenne says definitely sway. Impact on. Very good. It means to influence. The real to wobble is like to be disbalanced. So. Very good indeed, guys. The answer is definitely sway. To sway means to rock backwards and forwards. Yeah? The trees sway in the wind. Yeah? But you sway somebody's opinion. Advertising is designed to sway your opinion, to persuade you to buy something. Yeah? And sway is the answer. To sway someone's decision. Yeah? So, to rock our perceptions, to rock here would mean to affect very, very strongly. The burning down of the shop rocked his confidence. Yeah? When the team went 2 down, their confidence was rocked. To sway. Sway, I think this is to do with persuade. Yeah? That swing our perceptions. I think swing probably just about works. To swing here is to change one thing from another. He said initially no, but I managed to swing his decision. And then to wobble is something that moves. So, for example, like this, the camera is wobbling. A wheel that's not centered wobbles. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, it wobbles. Yes, so very good. Sway means vacillate, to sway opinions. Yeah, the media is designed to sway opinions. Very good. Yes. Yeah, very good. I love this. Okay, so notice all of these words are very similar. Normally something that wobbles is something that goes round and round, but it's not centered and it wobbles. Or maybe you have a wobbly tooth. I like that synonym, have a bearing on, Vitaly. It looks quite good. A spinning top wobbles. Yeah, whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, a tree sways in the wind. Yeah, and to swing backwards and forwards like a pendulum. Okay, so that was quite good. Okay, the next one's going to be easy. Yeah, so to sway somebody's opinion. To me, this sway, to me, it sounds like persuade. Yeah? Okay, it warps our perception. Did I have warps there? No, I didn't. I was thinking about warps. Yes, to warp is to move it. Wobbly knees. Or do you mean knobbly knees? If you have knobbly knees, you've got lumpy knees. If you've got wobbly knees, you're going to fall over. I like that warps our perceptions, Jerry. That works quite nicely. To warp is to move out of position. Here. Wibbly wobbly, yeah. If somebody's wibbly wobbly, they're not very stable. Yeah, wibbly wobbly. It just means wobbly. It's got this this rhyming pattern, this alliteration. Wib wob, wibbly wobbly. Okay, so here we say in the next one. In current unpublished research, Betch used the model to predict people's uptake of the COVID-19 vaccines, and her results so far suggest that the 5 C's pattern, model, mold, template can explain the variation in people's decisions. So, yeah, funny, wibbly wobbly, I love it. Okay, I've given you the answer to this one. It was a bad question on my thing. I know they've used model here, and it's definitely model here as well. Yeah, although I'm not very happy with model in both things. It's definitely model. Wibbly wobbly, something that's not fixed. Yeah. What does wibbly wobbly mean? Okay, so if something's wibbly wobbly, it's not stable, it's unstable. Yeah, it is model probably, but I think maybe I would like a different word because they've used model twice, and that's not very good. But this is written by um, the BBC. The 5 C's. I would maybe use the word concept, paradigm. That's a good word. I like it. Yes, suggests that the 5D paradigm can explain the majority of variations in people's decisions. I like that. I like that quite a lot, Tom K. So let's go on to the next one because the next one's interesting. I guess you could use pattern, but model's a better word than than pattern. Yeah, wibbly wobbly, unstable. So let's try the next one. Precarious. Yeah, that's very good, Pepax. I'm glad you remembered it. Okay, so now I'm going to get that right. So there will be other contributing factors, of course. A recent study from the University of Oxford suggests that a fear of needles is a major barrier, barricade, fence, handicap for around 10% of the population. But the 5C's approach, that would have been a good word, certainly seems to capture the most common reasons for vaccine hesitancy. Okay, so I like that one as well, Sherwin. Good evening, Sherwin. Great to see you. The 5C construct, that's a really good suggestion. The paradigm, the construct is a good one as well. Okay, so some people say handicap, some say barrier. Okay, it's between barrier and handicap. Okay, Manji, you've gone with both of them this time. Okay, the actual answer from the original article is barrier. Yeah, is a major barrier for around 10%. I guess handicap works. Good evening, Katya, you're back. Drawback is a major drawback. I think that's a really good word, left or right, yeah? So, it's a major barrier. A barricade is something to keep somebody out, yeah? That they made a barricade to stop the police getting into the building, yeah? They barricaded themselves into the building. It just says it's disconnected. I don't believe it. Maybe it's only the chat. Let me just check what's happening here. I hope this is... No, I'm nicely connected. So... I wonder why. I think this time it's YouTube's problem. Okay, we're back. A barricade is an obstacle and a barrier is an impediment. Good evening, Katya. Stumbling block. I like stumbling block as well, Adam. A barrier here is a disadvantage. I think barrier is better than handicap, but handicap would work. And then a fence doesn't work at all. Is a major hindrance, Jerry. Hindrace, hindrance. Okay, a major hindrance to most people. No, for some reason it disconnected me from the chat for a second, and I don't know why. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one then. So this is something different from phrasal verbs. I hope you're enjoying it. I quite I quite like this exercise. For me, it's quite a fun exercise. It's also quite easy to do. Defense comes from fence. I'd never thought of it, Roland, but I'm sure you're right. Yeah. Hindrance, not hindering, hindrance. Yeah, notice the end of it. ANC, a major hurdle, that's a good one. Well, left or right, obstacle, that's a good one as well, Farah. Love it. Okay, so the next one. Confirmation bias, impacting, influencing. So notice, Vitaly, impacting on people's behaviour. Count Beauty and Cheyenne and Pepax say influencing. And Vitalia says, I'm sorry, we're into the next one. Sorry, okay, when considering these different factors and the ways they may be impacting, yeah, like I said, Vitalia, people's behaviour, influencing, weighing, convincing people's behaviour, it is also useful to examine the various cognitive biases that are known to sway our perceptions. Okay. Hindrance in. Yes. Very definitely, Renyard. Thank you, Jerry. You've got it right. So, okay, a couple of you have said impacting. To impact on. Impact on is the preposition that goes with impact. So something I like. I feel like you impact something. Yeah, exactly. He impacted against the tree. Okay, influencing, absolutely influencing. Yeah, to impact something. Impacting people's behaviour. I would much prefer impacting on. Yeah, I much prefer impact on, Vitaly. To impact in the ways they may be impacting people's behaviour. Okay, I will give it to you, but I prefer the on. Influencing people's behaviour. It's influencing, very definitely. Weighing, no way, and convincing, not on. So impact on. Yeah. Within on. Weighing. Woof, you see, I think weighing on people's behaviour, but it's still not good. Shaping people's behaviour. Okay, it's very possible, Vitalia. I'm happy to accept it. People are not something. Influencing people. Okay, influencing. Namaste Amrut. So, and let's try the the next bit. Okay, so yeah, to weigh on, but no, something weighs on your mind. This weighs heavily on my mind. Yeah, the responsibility is weighing on me. So let's go to the next one. Consider the first two C's. The confidence in the vaccine, the complacency about the dangers of the disease itself. Jessica Saleska at the University of California, Los Angeles, points out that humans have two seeming contradictory appetites, predilections, tendencies, habits, a negativity bias and an optimism bias that can each skew, slew, warp, awry people's appraisals, valuations, judgments of the risks and benefits. Okay, proclivity would work quite nicely. So most people are saying tendency. So I would, Vitalia, argue in favour of predilections for me. Okay, so we've got we're getting answers for all sorts of different bits. Oh wow, this is really interesting. Yeah. Okay, we've got a load of different answers. So, skew judgments from Vitalia, skew appraisals. Hmm. So Manji goes for appraisals on warp and predilections. Yeah. Okay, so let me start working with these. Their habits because they can't help them. So let's look at these. Okay, people or humans have two seemingly contradictory tendencies. It's the right answer. I think a habit, here this negativity bias and optimism bias, I think we're not even conscious of these. Yeah, predilection is wrong. Normally predilection is for something bad. Notice the deliction, this is like the word delinquent. Vitalia. He has a predilection for little girls. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, he has a predilection to drink too much alcohol. Yeah, a juvenile delinquent. Yeah, so you're pre-programmed to do something bad with the predilection, and that's the point. Yeah, I think maybe these are not good things. Let's see, appetites. So these, if you have appetites, this is what you like or you don't like. It's clearly wrong. A predilection is a tendency to do something bad. I don't like habits because I don't think we're conscious of these. Okay, so the next one. Skew, slew, warp, awry. Well, firstly, this word is a verb that can each change, modify, bias, people's, whatever. Okay, awry is an adverb, to go awry, to go wrong. Things went awry, they went in the wrong way. Skew, a penchant. I was thinking about putting penchant here. Yeah? Yeah, it's okay, Vitaly. This is a difficult exercise. I don't think even a native speaker would get 100%. I can give right answers because this is taken from an article by the BBC that I then modify. So I know the one that they chose. Okay, so awry is wrong. A slew. Normally they use the word a slew meaning a whole range of. He made a slew of mistakes. And I think also to slew, the car slewed across the road. It skidded and turned sideways. Yeah? But here, no, to warp. I think warp is my second choice. And I think warp fits probably quite well. But the very best word is to skew. Yeah? If something is skewed, you have a bias towards it. Yeah? So skew is the first one. Yeah? It's angled. It's not level. That picture is skew. It's at an angle. Yeah? And then the last one. Appraisals, valuations, judgments. So firstly, what's to apprise and to appraise? To apprise is to give someone your opinion. Could you please apprise me of this situation? So it can't be apprise. People's judgments. I think a judgment here is talking about, is it good or bad? So are the risks good or the risks bad? I think judgment is my second choice, but by quite a long way. Yeah, skew is BBC language, definitely. Okay, valuations. No, because valuation is talking about money. People's evaluations, if we put an E at the beginning here, that might work. But the answer is appraisals. Yeah, so to appraise something. Yeah. The interruption skews the result, absolutely. So, appraisal. Okay, so yes, it skews, it takes it off the level. People's people's assessment, people's appraisal. So to appraisal, to weigh up, to appraise, to, yes, that's it, very good. To apprise, to inform, to appraise, to value. Yes, these are difficult models, Katya. This is a difficult exercise we're doing today. And unfortunately, no, I still got another one. Yeah, that's very good. I thought I'd finished, but I haven't. Yeah. It's a good verb to you also, Reza, look at apprise and appraise. They're two close words that have very different meanings. Well, to appraise risks and benefits, you tell someone about the risks and benefits. Yeah, I apprise the risks and benefits. I think about them. Okay, so the negativity bias concerns the way you appraise, think about, weigh up events over, above, exceeding, beyond your control. When you're presented with negative information that tends to stick, adhere, bond, bind in your mind, says Saleska. So, so let's see. Your control. This is a collocation. Your control. If something's over your control, no, it's not over your control. If it's above your control, no, it's above your responsibility. Exceeding would work, but it's not the collocation. Good evening, Tong. Very good to have you back again. Okay, something is beyond your control. The situation is beyond, B-Y-O-N-D. If something's beyond your control, you can't control it. Calm appraisal of the virus situation. Yeah, a calm explanation. Okay, and then something sticks in your mind. Absolutely. To stick in your mind. It adheres, so firstly, adheres to your mind. But to adhere is talking about real glue. That's it, Katya. Beyond and stick. It's beyond me. To bond to, or to bond with, not to bond in. And to bind, well, to bind is to tie. Yes, beyond is correct. So something sticks in your mind. Yeah, to bind is to tie. Adhere, adhesive. To bond, I'm thinking about chemistry, covalent bonds or things like that. And this is the very last bit, because I know I haven't got any more. Oh, wait. So, yes, I do. No, I was going to stop there, but clearly I've done some more. Let's go on for a minute or two. When we reach the hour, I'm going to stop. So, to adhere, the stick not on the fridge. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so to adhere, yeah, it holds. Okay. The optimism bias, in contrast, concerns your beliefs about yourself, whether you think you are fitter and healthier than the middling, mediocre, standard, average, mean, usual person. Yeah, the cake keeps on giving. Yes, it does. Sigma bonds, absolutely. Covalent bonds. Yeah, double bonds. Okay, so yeah, beyond Erum is the right answer. Okay, everybody seems to be going for average here. Okay, so The standard person. Post-it note. Post-it notes appear. Adhere. Absolutely. You're all going for average, and average is the right answer. Okay, the average person. Middling. I only hear this word, middling. How are you feeling today? Middling. I'm not well, I'm not ill, I'm just middling. Here, sticky ideas is what publicity average. There. Okay, so middling. How are you feeling today? Middling. It's middling quality, in the middle. Mediocre person. If something's mediocre, it's not really very good. I think I prefer standard. Normally if I say mediocre, in English, mediocre is a criticism. The normal person, definitely. I would say mediocre is below standard when this is very mediocre. Standard. I guess standard person might work. Notice this word mean. Mean is another word for average, but mean is arithmetical. This is to do with mathematics. Yeah, he received... Okay, Roland, I'll give it. The usual person. No, I don't think you're mediocre at all, Jerry. We're all special. Very special. And this one is definitely the very last one. Okay, so this final one here coming up is the very, very, very last one, because I haven't got any more. Standard sounds right. Standard works, Manji, very definitely. Okay, so we've got one more bit coming here. Mean, mediocre, mod. Okay. These biases may work independently, meaning that you may focus on the dangerous side effects of the vaccine, while coincidentally, simultaneously, meantime, parallelly, believing that you are less likely to suffer from the disease, a combination that would reduce confidence and increase complacency. But wait, there's more. This really is the last one, Tom K. Heh. Okay, I'm glad you like them, Ayush. Okay. Heh. GRE Quant here. So, lots of people saying simultaneously. Heh. So is simultaneously the right answer? You're all answering simultaneously. Manji goes for simultaneously. Okay, so my first choice is simultaneously. Absolutely. simultaneously. Which other two work? They're not as good as simultaneously. But which other two answers could be correct? Yeah, simultaneously is the best answer by miles. Yeah, but which other two could fit? So, if I talk about which one is the definitely wrong one, I'm going to let you guys answer, but simultaneously, two things happening at the same time. Okay, so the two that work are coincidentally and parallelly. Let's see, coincidentally is two things coincide, they happen at the same time. But coincidentally could also mean by accident. Yeah, it just happened at the same time. It was a coincidence. Yeah, and that means if you use the word coincidentally, it sounds like accidentally, and it's not very nice. Parallelly believing, I guess that works as well. If two things are happening in parallel, they're both happening at the same time. Yeah? Okay, and parallelly. It can't be meantime because it's in the meantime. In the meantime, believing that you are less likely to suffer from the disease. So in the meantime. Yeah. Hopefully the algorithm doesn't ban you for talking about the vaccine. That's very good. Okay, it's over for today. I'll come back next week, or will I next week? I think there's not going to be a live stream next week on Sunday. I'm going to try and make it at another time, but I will advise you earlier. Maybe it'll probably be maybe on Monday or Tuesday, but I'll have to see. Here. I still haven't done it, Tom K. It's here in my book. So thank you all for coming. You've been a great group. You've been working really hard, and I love it. Take care, and I will see you all sometime soon. Remember, next Sunday, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be doing it on a Sunday. So, bye for now. Take care. Thanks.